of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic Need of Software Engineering. So, first of all, I would like to tell you about the software engineering. In fact, I already told you about the definition of software engineering in the previous videos, but still here for those who have not yet go through or watched my previous videos, so this will be helpful for those students. Okay. So the software engineering is an engineering discipline that is concerned with all aspects of software production, from the early stages of system specifications through to maintaining the system after it has gone into use. Okay, so if we are talking about the project management, so we have to think about systematic, discipline, quantifiable approach, and in this the scope and time and cost and quality software tools are all considered in the project management, right? Now come to the software engineering, some basic considerations. In software engineering, we consider theories, methods and tools like prototyping, as I have discussed in the previous video also. So for developing a model, you just develop a small prototype, so that the developers for the developers it is easy for them to work on it. Okay. So the second is the systematic and scientific. If you're talking about the engineering, okay, so that means there are some sequence of steps, there are some procedures you have to follow. So if we go through the systematic approach or a scientific approach, then we will definitely get that output which we really wanted to. Okay. So for this computer assistance is also required for this, because until and unless we are not able to go to to go through the computer tools, or we are not aware about those things, so it's important for the computer assistance also. Next means the finding out users requirements, formal, semi-formal specifications. Okay, so it is very much important in this that the developer should know what the client's or the customer requirement is. Okay, so on the basis of the requirement, then only he will proceed further. It should be error free, of course, because if anything which is computerized, that means we people clear in our mind that it will be okay, fine, it will be perfect. Like if we are calculating something manually, then we thought that there might be a chances of error. Okay, and if we are using the calculator or some type of automation tool, then we are very much confident that how many calculations and how many big digits you will add on or subtract or multiply, then we people are very much confident on that output, because it is it is logically feed in that the instructions which are feed in that, so that it will give the right result, right? So they are very rare chances of getting the wrong results. So the next is which is very important, it should be easy to understand. Okay, so if the engineers develop a software which is not easy for the users, those who are using, means the client or the people, so I think it is of no use. Okay, so why we are using the software or applications? Just because to ease our work, so that we will do in less time, and the work should be very efficiently. Okay, so that's why we people are using these softwares and tools. Okay, so these are some basic considerations of the software engineering. Now come to the software engineering. The software engineer adopt a systematic and organized approach to their work. Okay, and they use appropriate tools and techniques which depends on the problem to be solved, development constraints, resources available. Now the question is, why software engineering is important? Okay, so for this question the answer is, we need to be able to produce reliable and trustworthy system economically and quickly. As I told you before that we are using these tools just because to give our performance better in less time and the more efficient. Okay, that's why we are using these tools and applications. So the second is the majority of cost, the cost of changing the software after it has gone into use. Now come to the software failures. There are two aspects. First, you see here, this is the increasing demand and this is the low expectations. These are the two criteria, or you can say that here the software fails, because if the demand is increasing, okay, means we put the load on that software which are not capable to hold on. So of course it might be problem. Like in an if you people are using laptops, desktops, smartphones, this is a simple example I am giving you. If number of applications you open and continuously, or you can say parallelly, working on those applications, so sometimes you see that your systems hang out. Means you open or you take the work beyond the limit. Okay, so sometimes the application closes, or the system hanging problem you have seen. Okay, because you increase the demands, so there is a problem of system failure, software failure. Then the next is the low expectations. If the where there is a need of some thing which you will really required for our software, so if there is a low expectation, like okay, I think the software which I have, I think it's not working properly. Means you clear the picture in your mind that it will, or you can say this software will not fulfill our requirement. Okay, so there is low expectations. Sometimes it is over budget, low schedule, programming testing errors. Okay, so these are the two aspects in which we will see there is a probability of software failures. Now come to the key challenges facing software engineering. In this, we see that heterogeneity, delivery means business and social change, security and trust. These are the, you can say, three parameters through which you are facing. Okay, heterogeneity means different resources. Okay, and delivery means business and social. For what purpose you will develop that software, for the business or the social. Sometimes it is social change, so it might be your that affect the business also. So the software which you developed as per that requirement, but till now as per the social change, it will change, right? The next is the security and trust. Of course, if you are developing something, then you should be very clear picture in your mind that what are the security issues and how you will be trust. Like in the internet banking, you see that when you transfer some money to the other account, or on the same own account, then there are some security things that you have seen, like OTP and Gmail. So first of all, there is an alert which will comes in the message box that your transaction, your online banking, there's information, or you can indication that if you are not or it's not you that you are opening your account, then immediately you just block the number or change the password. So there are some constraints through which you can secure your thing and trust on them. There, like there is a virtual keyboard in which you saw in your internet banking while during transactions in that web page. So you can also use that virtual keyboard, because if you are using the desktop or laptop keyboard in some others laptops, or like some cyber cafe, so there might be a chance to crack that password. Okay, so these are some key challenges which are facing. The next is the classic mistakes. What are these mistakes? That user expectation ambiguity means it should not be clear that the what exactly you people are required. You people means the user required. So there is ambiguity between them. So if the picture is not clear, it is not possible to develop the right software or the applications. Okay, so mythical man-month means this is a formula through which you can calculate this mythical man-month. Okay, and the third is a communication. Means, as I told, that communication means through communication you should be clear in your mind that what the user's requirement is, what exactly he demands, and for what purpose. So on the basis of these, you can be able to take the decisions, because sometimes users are not able to give the answers what really you wanted to ask. So what will happen? That means, as I told you, that there is always a communication gap between the user and the developer, because user don't know about which platform you are using, which language you are using, because he is not aware about that languages. In fact, it doesn't matter which platform, which language you are using. What is his requirement is, he just want the output or the product. And what is the problem of the developers? That there is a limitation of every language. How or which which platform or which language you are using, so that the client's demand, whatever he wanted to be, is will be easy for develop that. So both are not able to get what they are saying. Okay, that's why I'm saying that there is always a communication gap. So this is basically the classic mistakes. Next is the software engineering versus, means here you can see this is a computer science and this is a system engineering. Computer science means what? There is a science in which you peoples are using like some digital things through which you will be able to do your work efficiently, or you can say in an easy manner. If we are talking about some languages, there is a software regarding. If we are talking about some hardware means you people are using like laptops, desktops, mean digitally it will be easy for you, so that your work will be easy, or in a less time you will give your best in a very efficient manner. And if we are talking about system engineering, means engineer is what, who is able to use those techniques logically, that scientific, whatever, so that they will the system is the product, what he uses, so it will be easy for, okay, for using that. So this is the system engineering basically. Okay, so how to engineer, how to use those tools in an efficient manner. So this is what the system engineering do in this. This is the basic difference between. Okay, so thank you. This is all about today's session, and this session powered by digital version 2.0, Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.